At least 12 people have been killed in an explosion near a crowded courthouse in the capital Islamabad. 27 people are injured, hospital sources telling the BBC that some of them are in a serious condition. We've heard from Pakistan's Interior Minister Mohsin Naqvi, who said a suicide bomber had failed to enter the court building but detonated the device outside, close to a police vehicle. He said it was not just another bombing and was being investigated from different angles. Our Pakistan correspondent Carrie Davies sent this to us from the scene.
Now you can see the judicial complex just behind me. It's the building with the Pakistan flag on the top, and here is the main entrance to the judicial complex. Now this explosion happened at around lunchtime, when there would have been lawyers, there would have been journalists, there would have been defendants milling around here outside the court's area when this explosion happened. The police have cordoned off this area, but you can just about make out between the partitions the chassis of a burnt out vehicle, of a burnt out car. There's also still a fire engine in place, obviously police tape too, and there are still some emergency ambulance vehicles here on the site. Now, despite the fact that this area has been cordoned off with barbed wire, we can make out that there are bloodstains on the road from those who were caught up in the explosion. The Interior Minister of Pakistan has already visited this site and spoken to local journalists. He has claimed that this was a suicide bombing and said that the suicide bomber was attempting to try to get inside the judicial complex but was unable to, and instead targeted a police vehicle outside of the complex. We know that people have died in this explosion and that people have been injured who are being cared for at a nearby hospital, but we are still waiting for more information from the authorities.
Let's speak now to Umer Nangiana from BBC Urdu, who joins us now from Islamabad. Very good to see you. What is the latest from authorities on what happened and the investigation?
What we are hearing from them here is that the law enforcement agencies are at the site. They're collecting evidence from there, and they've already moved the dead and the injured to the nearby hospitals where there is emergency that has been launched. We are hearing from the authorities that they've confirmed that this was a suicide bombing, but they are trying to identify the suicide bomber. That process is undergoing, and they're also trying to collect evidence from there to determine exactly how it happened. They're saying that the target of the suicide bomber was to enter the premises, but once he failed, he decided to detonate nearby a police vehicle, and that's why there were more casualties. And this was a very busy hour. So at the moment they are trying to collect evidence from there, and then they've moved the injured and the dead to the hospital where they are being treated.
And the Defence Minister has been speaking on social media saying we are in a state of war, but also referring to the talks that have failed with Afghanistan, the peace talks.
Yeah, so there have been claims from the Pakistani ministers, different claims coming forward from them, and they've claimed that there could be some links from the neighboring countries, but that is not certain at this point because the Interior Minister said that the investigations are still undergoing. And in the backdrop, there was a delegation from Qatar and Turkey who was scheduled to visit Pakistan tomorrow, and there were chances that talks between Afghanistan and Pakistan would resume. But then there is this statement coming from the Defence Minister where he is hinting and claiming that there could be involvement from Afghanistan, but that's just a claim. It's not substantiated as yet.
Okay.
But we'll have to see what happens to the negotiations and what happens to the delegation that is coming to Pakistan.